I'm Curtis McDonald, and I am a sound designer at Audible Studios, and this is how I made something that sounds like this.
What the hell?
Ted, that's the upstairs window.
Probably the damn wind knocked it open.
Ted, be careful.
And turn it into this.
Ted, honey!
I want people to lean into the radio, turn the speaker up. I'm a big sound nerd. Pro Tools is probably still the industry standard for editing and mixing in post-production. That's my theater of war. This title is 30 Days of Night, which is like a vampire apocalyptic type storytelling scene. This is what it sounded like before I did any sound design.
Ted, honey!
He was right.
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God.
This movie is a classic. I think I'll watch it after dinner.
Right now we're in a room and I can hear like 12 different sounds. Nobody is saying anything, except for me, right, talking right now. I can hear the air conditioner, I can hear the hum of the lights. All that is ambience. And here is what I did. We sort of hear some wind. And we also have some fireplace sound here too. Both these tracks are fireplace. I'm trying to create a baseline with ambience, especially in a scary scene. You know, I'm trying to sort of create the calm before the storm. Perspective is everything for the listening experience. You know, as a listener, you need to know what's close to you, what's far away from you. I wanted to have the listener sort of grounded in the character of Beth for this. If you can establish a constant, then you have more flexibility to incorporate variables. So like when Ted goes up to the upstairs room, the balance is shifting during that.
I'll go check. Probably the damn wind knocked it open.
Ted, be careful, honey.
Yeah, I won't fall down the stairs. Okay, the window's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. As you can see, we're sort of playing with the perspective change. And we're also hearing these sound effects and sound design that I've inserted into this scene, sort of from the far away perspective.
Ted, honey!
You know, dialogue design unto itself is a huge topic. Creature dialogue design is really fun. We asked talent in studio to give their best, like, zombie, vampire, eating human sounds performance. Like somebody in studio can go, you know, and I can take that and I can make 50 different sounds from that alone. Let's look at my working session for a moment. So that's like what the voice talent performed in studio to create this like zombie eating person vocal effect. And then if I were to just as simple as pitch shift it down almost half an octave, already it sounds a little other humanly.
This movie is a classic.
I've collected hours and hours, gigabytes and gigabytes of sound design libraries and sound effect libraries that I've either created myself or have collected along the way. For this scene, I wanted to play with vegetables and make vegetable violence. So I took celery, I broke it, I tore it up, I chewed on it. You can take more wet vegetables like a cantaloupe or even a tomato, and you can kind of like pummel your hand into it and it creates gore effects. Let's listen closely to this. Now let's try biting it. Let's just listen to a couple of these takes. By pitching it down a little bit, it sounds a little more menacing. It sounds like a tear/bite, which is here. You know, it's one of those things where it's part of the mix and it's felt and not heard explicitly. It's what we want. True sound design is something where you are creating something new. It's like a novel experience from all these disparate elements. Underscoring with music isn't as simple as just throwing in music. It can start from recording, to editing, to databasing, to then manipulating, layering, and then rinse, repeat. And so the final element is just some music effects here. Basically, it's a drone that's just sort of like this ominous sound that we're sort of supporting and scoring. And let's just listen to what that sounds like.
Ted! Ted, honey!
In this case, some tense synth strings with a ominous drone. It'll help you just sort of suspend disbelief for that much longer. Through experimentation, I'm able to allow my imagination to go wild, and then I also can bring myself back to the plan. And so after all that, let's listen to the final mix.
What's that? Wait, is that someone knocking?
Yeah, on the freaking window. What the hell?
Ted, that's the upstairs window.
I'll go check. Probably the damn wind knocked it open.
Ted, be careful, honey.
Yeah, I won't fall down the stairs. Okay, the window's fine. What the hell is... Oh!
Ted! Ted, honey! Ted! Ted, honey!
Pete was right.
Oh God, oh God, oh God.
This movie is a classic.
I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the listener, the audience. And if I can feel surprised, if I want to feel surprised, if I want to feel something emotional as the listener, and that's coming across based on all the elements that I described in the scene, then I feel like we're onto something, and that it's in the right direction or achieving the right results, and that it's on its way to becoming finished. To listen to some scary stories that my colleagues and I have worked on over the years, check out Audible.